heard her say this. You know what my mom told me? What? That based. Based.
Hi guys. I woke up. I was a long week of nap. And yeah, I woke up. That's the only thing I got. I doesn't have no words, but just woke up. Hey guys, Theclark10. I've been awake, like a week. Me awake after a week because I want rest. And today, a brand new storytime channel reaction. What is it? What is the channel? Be aware your eyes. I'm gonna show it. Haminations. Also, a brand new video. That will be the first video I'm going to watch. I remember in 2018, but I did not watch his video. I did not watch his videos, but I know he exists. Like I seen his channel and did not watch his video. I did not watch his videos, and you know, just go my day or something. I don't know. Watch my other different channel, but I'm not. You know, it's save it for later. Going to watch them, right? Save it for later. Anyways, you know the drill. I am really want to watch this channel because I actually know him back then, and what's the video's gonna be like, right? We're ready. Let's get started. Alright, I don't know what's going on here, but my HDHD, okay. I don't know, I cannot pronounce it. I don't know, just, you know, letters, right? Anyways, let's do it.
Okay, son, we're gonna fix the car together. Aim the flashlight right there while I tighten that bolt.
Okay.
You're doing a great job, buddy. And there we go. It's fixed.
Yay, we did it! I love you, Dad.
Okay.
Did you ever do stuff like this with your dad?
Hold the line straight!
I'm trying!
Hi, I'm Bryson, and this is my dad. It was his idea for
Hi,
me
Bryson.
to start doing YouTube, and he's helped me so much with building the channel, encouraging me, and supporting me through life.
Okay.
He also helped raise me or whatever, and he even saved my life once.
Okay.
Just after moving to a new house, we
Okay.
all decided to take a bike ride
So your
around
dad
the
actually-
neighborhood
okay.
and grab some dinner at the
That
local
helps your
combination
channel.
Pizza Hut and Bach Hotel. Wait, I was still new to riding a bike, and when we started going down a big hill, I started to get nervous. But my mom assured me I'd be okay. And adults
You'll be
are
okay.
always right. I tentatively started going down the hill and picking up speed. My fear was immediately gone and replaced with exhilaration.
Yeah.
This was faster than I'd ever
Going
gone,
Mark?
and I wasn't falling over. I turned my
Okay.
head back to my mom. Look, Mom, I'm
You're
doing
going
it. I
literally,
heard my mom yell back,
speed
but
of
I couldn't
sound.
make out what she was saying. I thought
Stop.
she was
Just-
cheering
yeah.
for me. Turns out she
Cheering.
was yelling,
Slow down!
but I couldn't hear her.
No.
My bike continued to
Just-
speed
you're
up.
going too
I'm
fast.
going so fast, Mom. Are you proud of me?
Oh.
Ow! Dad, why would you...
Yeah.
Oh. Turns out, as I was busy flaunting my skills, I was
Wow.
going Mach 10 towards oncoming traffic.
Your dad
Luckily,
saved your
Dad
life.
heard Mom's
That's
screams
good.
just in time and
That's-
passed the QuickTime event to
the
clothesline
game.
me at the
The
last
game.
second, saving my life. My brush with
Wow.
death should have scared me more, but honestly, I was just like, dang, that was crazy. Let's
Yeah.
go get pizza and a Baja Blast.
Like,
Seeking
oh, you're saying-
approval had
oh,
almost
wow.
killed me.
Okay,
Luckily,
that's
I
some
grew out of my need for
pizza.
external validation. Thanks for saving my
Like,
life, Dad.
subscribe
Now,
to
the rest of this
Bryson.
video will be dedicated to making fun of him and
Haminations.
slandering
Do
his
not
name.
subscribe to
Let's
me.
get into
Don't
it.
subscribe
From
to me.
As far back as I can
Subscribe
remember,
to him.
my dad has been a Bob the Builder, I can fix it type fella. And he
Okay.
always tried to make fun stuff for us while growing up. He made a train table for me, a half pipe for my brothers, a deck
Okay, that
for our
makes sense
house,
at
a
the
multi-level
beginning.
tree house with a
Like,
zip line, and installed a rope swing to the tree out
alright.
front.
So
And
your dad
in
is
most
like-
cases, he's able to fix things that aren't working, except his son's attention spans, or his own. Nobody can.
Your dad has a
This
good- great
person
skill
can
of
become a curse when something stumps him.
engineering?
I think fixing
Yeah, engineering.
things is so
Building,
integral
right?
to his essence that once
Okay.
he starts fixing, he can't stop. Come on, you piece of crap! Gosh, the frick, dang it! Dad, it's okay. Just calm down.
I'm completely calm! I can see that.
I definitely
Okay.
inherited his hyperfixation trait. Who's to say if that's good or bad? At our old house, the screen on our porch door broke off, and Dixie got used to jumping through the empty door. Dad fixed the door and even made a special hole in the screen next to the door for Dixie to walk through instead of the door.
Yep, that's not going anywhere.
This is one of the only times I've seen my father just give up. He left the door without a screen after that.
Like,
Years
it's
later,
not-
we got a
yeah.
trampoline for the backyard. In all my dad's previous building shenanigans, I had been too young or aloof to help. Or I couldn't hold the light good enough. But this time, I was gonna help Dad build the trampoline and prove to him that I could be handy too. This trampoline used metal leaf springs instead of normal springs. You would use a special tool to bend the metal leaf to clip into the trampoline mat. I was the designated leaf spring bender, and Dad was the designated mat clipper. As we clipped more and more springs, it got harder and harder to get them to connect because the mat was so stretched out. Dad held out the mat, and I bent the leaf spring with all my might. I pushed and pushed as hard as I could. Then, the tool slipped off the leaf spring and slammed into Dad's head. Oh my gosh! Dad, are you okay?
It's okay. It's just pain.
And I never became a handyman. Whenever my car makes a weird noise, I just call Dad and start crying. My dad isn't just good
crying.
with tools. He's
My
also
car is
eerily good with
broken.
computers. I'm a little skeptical
Your
about
dad
the
is a
supernatural, but
a
one
great,
inexplicable thing that
genius,
remains true
a
is
building.
that
Okay, that's cool.
technology
That's
just
actually cool.
works
It's
better
pretty cool.
when Dad is present.
The send email button is broken. I keep clicking
Technology.
it and it won't work.
You just gotta click
He's already-
send.
Okay.
That's what I was doing. Why did it
Wait,
work for you?
This is such a double whammy, because
It's
it
best.
makes you look stupid
Technology.
even though you were doing the exact thing that Dad did. But the computer just likes him better, I guess. I wouldn't be surprised if I
guess.
learned that Dad has Fix-It Felix's magic hammer secretly on his person at all times. Apparently, all dads have pre-programmed dialogue that they say in all applicable situations. Here are some of my dad's classic phrases.
All right, guys, come on, let's go. Don't rotate my chair. See, the crispy part of the egg, that's what's known as a Maillard reaction. It's when food almost burns, but not quite, which enhances the flavor and gives it a caramelized texture. Where's the remote? Where's my tools? Where's my phone? Where's my wife? Out of my way, out of my way. I need to be right there. We don't need the rule book. We'll just
Hey,
learn as
Dad.
we play. Did you know that salt used to be used as a currency? Because it was the only way to preserve meat since they hadn't invented refrigerators yet. Don't touch the thermostat.
Boy, stop fighting or I'm calling your father. That's it. Honey?
Kids, listen to your mother.
As you can see, my dad has quite the ability to turn a phrase, but some quotes were
classic
so
dad. You have a
powerful that they only
classic
needed to be
dad.
said once
Cool.
to become instant classics.
Yeah. All right, give me the phone. I'll talk to him. Brody, you need to stop
You
peeing
got a
on
nice
your
dad.
brother.
I won't say that.
How old's your son?
One nice dad.
He's 15.
He's a great
But
dad.
of course, we can't forget my favorite one.
Son of a f***er.
And
Okay.
that's another thing I inherited from Dad. NPC dialogue. The best way I can describe it is that I have little scripts in my mind, and when a situation reminds me of a story or fun fact, I always say the exact same story in the exact same way. For example, did you know that a trespasser could sue you if they got attacked on your property because the beware of dog sign implies that you know the dog is dangerous? So you're better off getting a dog on premises sign.
Did you know that on an early test run of Space Mountain, the test dummies came out without heads? The entire
So it's okay. It's like exactly like your dad. Like fun fact. That's cool. That's so cool. That's so cool. That's so cool.
ride is also filled
Funny
with
as well.
high-power fans that blow in your
That's
face and
funny.
make you feel like you're going way faster than you really are, but you'd never know because you're in the dark.
Did you know that if your brain hears the same information as little as 2 or 3 times, it will probably believe it, even if there's no factual evidence to back it up? Did you know that the moon landing was faked?
That is great.
Did you know that the actor actually broke his toe right there, so the scream was real? Yes, I know. I've heard these sound bites 100 times before. Get some new material.
Yeah, I
My
know
dad
that.
and I aren't just similar in
an
our
actor, right?
hyperfixation and fun fact spewing. Apparently, we also look alike. One time, we were on a plane. I was on the aisle seat, and my dad was directly across from me. The flight attendant was walking by and stopped dead in her tracks, looking back and forth between us. Are you father and son? You look exactly alike. You should enter a father-son look-alike contest. Ugh, what? That ugly mug? Say psych right now. Please, say it ain't so. And apparently we sound alike too? Personally, I don't hear it, but to each their own. My dad is very smart in a lot of ways. He has an engineering degree and master's degree in business, but he doesn't always apply his knowledge in the best way.
Great.
One time on a road trip by the coast, Dad wanted to drive our Suburban onto the sand with all of us in it. Dad, no, don't do it. We'll get stuck on the sand. Please, no.
We're doing it!
We're sinking.
Interest thoughts, something?
Don't worry, I'll just hit the gas pedal harder.
Nah.
Wow, who could have predicted this?
Wow.
This should have been the moment where I realized that adults don't know everything, but embarrassingly, it took me becoming one to realize that most adults are just children, but bigger, some of which have access to the nuclear launch codes. Kinda a bummer,
true.
I know. And apparently, not applying his knowledge correctly went way back to his youth. Back when my dad was in college, he had to
sure.
bike to his classes in the snow. Uphill both ways, of course. He turned a corner and the bike slipped on a patch of ice. His laptop bag was covered in snow and he went back home to make sure nothing was broken. Luckily, it was okay, just a little dented. Then he got back out on his bike and he assumed that since he knew the ice was there, that this time he'd be able to bike over it more carefully. So instead of going around, he took the same path and slipped again, shattering his laptop.
Wow.
Son of a
This is ironic because my dad taught me that the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And yet, my dad is...
Because the dog, like, okay, you know, like, you know, it's a shortcut, but like, wave is not, wave is gonna work. Wave, I'm not gonna fail, right? And like, the same result.
known for picking up a new hobby, getting super into it, then dropping it entirely. Rinse and repeat. Baking sourdough, beekeeping, smoking meats, astronomy. One that stood out though was when he wanted to raise a bonsai tree. He was super excited about it, but in classic dad fashion, lost interest and the bonsai tree withered. Then
get bonsai. Hold on, I'm not gonna explain it.
And he would try to get back into it and water it and take care of it, but then forget again. This kept happening until eventually the bonsai tree was clearly dead. Despite this, Dad kept living in denial and saying it would come back to life, and insisting that giving water to a tree corpse would fix it. Dad, it's time to let him go.
He's just a little thirsty. He'll be fine.
Eventually, Dad was forced to admit defeat and throw the tree away. But I wanted to make him feel better, so I bought him the Lego bonsai tree set as a gift. Here, Dad, it's a pretty bonsai tree that you can't kill. But a few months later, I came home to visit and discovered that it had fallen off his desk and broken into a million pieces. This bonsai tree required no soil, no water, and no maintenance. And you still couldn't handle it. How were you ever allowed to raise children? However, a hobby that has stuck.
Well, because I guess he knows how to raise children. I guess it's a sort of different thing because I guess children was easy to him, but I think these are just bad simple things, right? Simple things, right? I guess he's really good hard things, but simple, I guess not. I guess.
Stuck with him through the ages is remote-controlled cars, trains, boats, and planes. This leads into another instance of his poor knowledge application. That being using said RC vehicles around the family dogs. You would think that after seeing this happen that he'd, I don't know, put the dogs inside or fly his RC toys somewhere else, but nope. The same story has happened on pretty much every family camping trip.
No! Stupid dogs! No! Stupid dogs! No! Stupid dogs!
Stupid dog! You made me look bad!
Yeah. They're the stupid ones. But the sad thing is, if the dogs don't destroy the RC planes, Dad definitely will. I can't count how many RC planes he's crashed. It's not even a question of if he will crash them anymore. It's when. On our most recent trip, Dad bought a big fancy plane that could take off and land in the water. He gathered us all together to watch its maiden voyage, and we all just watched sadly, anticipating the inevitable.
Oh, stupid plane!
The funniest part to me is that Dad has often expressed his interest in getting his pilot's license and flying real planes. Like, dude, no one in this family is ever gonna get in a plane with you behind the wheel. You failed the simulations. What makes you think you'll succeed with the real deal? Then, of course, as Dad was trying to fix the plane, the propeller
I did
started
said it
going
once,
and
I
Bo
just
grabbed
said
the
it.
plane and destroyed
Like, I think he's
it.
bad at
would've
simple
thought
things,
that someone
but hard
who's so
things,
good at
he's good
math
at
would
it.
Stop putting RC
Yeah.
toys and dogs in the same equation by now. Speaking of math, I definitely experienced the rite of passage of crying at the kitchen table while your dad tries to help you with your math assignment. I was never a good student, but since we moved around a lot, I had to deal with every school system we were in saying,
I wasn't a great student either.
we do math a little differently around here. So that definitely didn't help with our father-son math time.
That's not the way you're supposed to do it, Dad. They want us to do it this
I don't
way.
know that way. Why would they change math? Math is
it's
math.
okay,
Math
Dad.
is math.
And nothing has ever compared to the
Any reference?
dread I felt
There's
waking up
no-
on a Saturday, getting ready to go to a friend's house, and Dad saying,
You can go see your friends, but first you need to help me in the yard really quick. Shouldn't take long.
Shouldn't take long. Okay. Okay.
Somewhere along the way of all Dad's projects, he slipped a disc in his back and had to walk crooked for several months while waiting for surgery. It was the only way to walk without horrendous pain, and it was genuinely hard for me to fight this intrusive thought.
Oh.
There, fixed. But in classic Dad fashion, he decided to
Stupid
live
Bryce.
in denial about it. We were visiting my
That'll be
uncle, and
funny.
he invited us to go BMX riding on a course near their house.
Sure, that sounds fun.
Are you sure? Isn't your back in bad shape?
Nah, I got this.
Oh.
This was a good idea! Although, seeing my dad's back problems was a serious wake-up call for me. I'm not gonna let life ruin my back. I'll do it myself. In
Or son.
conclusion, I'm grateful to my
Welcome
dad
back.
for encouraging me to follow my passion and helping me build my career. And then
Yeah,
letting
you
me use
said
said
that.
career to
Yeah,
make
that's-
fun of him in front of millions of people online.
Yeah, about that. Me and the board of directors have discussed this blatant defamation, and we've unanimously voted to kick you out of the channel.
But you can't do this to me. I started this company.
You know how much I sacrificed?
Hi, I'm Bryson, and today I've created the most entertaining and epic video you could ever
His
imagine.
dad
So
become
let's just
Bryson.
get into it.
Fly a plane.
Yeah, I'll just figure it out as I go.
Okay. So.
Hi guys, it's
Okay.
me, Bryson. Don't forget.
We never see him again. This is actually great. Okay. Next one. Or the next video is being homeschool. No? You're homeschool? Okay. Let's see this. 13 minutes. It's gonna be good. Okay. What's going on?
Yeah!
It's a dream? Okay.
What's his deal? We don't know. We just try to avoid him. He's a homeschooled kid. Oh. Hi, I'm Bryson, and I was a homeschooled kid, and... that explains a lot.
Not really. Not really. That's not how it works. Not really. But why you homeschooled though? That's a question. I mean, it's safer because you're not with people, I guess. I mean, but why you homeschooled though? I don't know. You're gonna ask.
How did I not see it earlier? See? Told ya. Thank you. Hey, rude. There's such an
Exactly,
unfair
rude.
stigma against homeschooled kids. Everyone just thinks
Some people, you know, there are people that like him aren't homeschooled. I don't know what you're talking about.
we're weird and cringe. But most homeschooled kids grow up to be well-adjusted members of society. And we're also usually smarter than average.
Sure.
Usually. Weird
Okay,
homeschooled
especially.
kid is a reductionist stereotype that puts people like me in little boxes. You did pick the right box, though, I will admit. Looks like I do fit the stereotype there. Add it to the list right under dumb blonde. I was homeschooled until the 6th grade, and in all honesty, it was a great fit for me. According to this personality test I took, I am 96% introverted, so the calm of my home was a much better learning.
Introvert. Am I introvert? You're introvert. I am introvert, but I'm not. I'm very social. But it's like, I could say it, but that'll be my second. No, not my second channel. A lot of things. I mean, I'll talk about my life. You will get to know me. Second channel, but I will. I could take a little bit. I am. We'll say I'm an introvert as well. So, but it's like I'm just I'm with the wrong people, and there's no people who like me. There's no people like me. There aren't people like me. There aren't. Yeah, it's second channel. Okay, cannot start too much of it. There's just a piece of it. I am introvert, but I'm social. But that's a lot of talking. I'll go through. Okay.
I'm pretty shy when getting to know people, and then all of a sudden, boom, I become the silliest goose of all time. You can tell how comfortable I am around you based on how annoying I'm being. There's a direct correlation there. Because of this, I've always had a small...
If I'm with the people, here's the thing. If someone like sort of similar like me, or like someone like actually like, yeah, there's a good person. This is it that I want. Nah, I don't want to say I don't like using wants. I don't know, it sounds greedy, but you know, there's that the person that I actually want, that I will like. We're friends, but I'm solo. I'd rather be solo, but the second channel. I'm a solo person. I still cannot talk too much of it.
But very close circle of friends that I really connect.
I'm a solo person.
But when I was young, I didn't know how to make friends, so I
was
in a prepackaged, parent-approved circle of friends because our moms were friends and they'd get together and let us Rugrats play. Hey guys, let's pretend we're wolves. Yeah. Luckily, I grew out of this, unlike some of you. My mom did a great job teaching. She made learning fun with field trips and games, and the one-on-one teaching worked very well for me. I couldn't do what she did. I'm horrified by how quickly my future kids' math homework will be beyond my knowledge. Instead of experiencing the rite of passage of crying at the kitchen table as their dad tries to help them with their math assignment,
that's relatable.
The unique experience of crying with their dad about the math assignment. What is 7 times 6? I'm genuinely asking. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
46? I don't know, that's wrong. Oh.
Another thing that amazes me about my mom is that whenever we had to move, she would plan these amazing cross-country road trips and make a vacation of it. We saw Mount Rushmore, Yellowstone, the Liberty Bell, Four Corners, Redwood National Parks, and all kinds of fun stuff.
Okay.
I can't imagine planning a big trip like that while raising 5 kids, teaching them how to read and do math, feeding them, and keeping them from fighting. And to make things worse, she didn't even have GPS. She had to print out directions from MapQuest and just pray that she wouldn't make a wrong turn and get lost. I could not have survived that. If there isn't a blue line showing me exactly where I need to go, I simply won't make it to my destination.
Like Okay.
People often think that homeschooled kids are really good at math and science, but really bad at social interaction. Unfortunately, I'm just bad at both of them. And I know I'm not the only.
That's true, because that's true. Because if you're homeschooled, you're likely not get enough social. Because you're not in public school, you're not in school, actual school. So yeah, that's true. But I mean, because school will give you a lot of knowledge, but homeschool is like, I don't know, right? Could be less, but that's why school is important. School is very, very important. I know I don't like school, but I do, because of one thing I like is literature, writing. I like writing. Writing is I'm good at writing. I'm very good at writing. I love writing.
only one who
That's
feels
like
inadequate watching those
the best skill
documentaries about
that
gifted
I
kids. They're all like,
have
"At
that I
age
got.
2, he was already speaking
I love
English
writing.
and Spanish fluently. By age 6, he already graduated high school valedictorian. And by age 10, he had a doctorate in neuroscience and astrophysics. And just last month, he earned a Nobel Prize. If someone made a documentary about me, it would be more like, at age 2, he finally learned to walk. By age 6, he learned how to not spill chocolate milk.
At age, not saying my age. You know, I don't know. I don't know my age. I'm old. I'll say that. I'm age, whatever. I start my first video. I age and want to watch Jellybean. At age and that year reaction to him.
And by age 10, he was already drawing silly little pictures. The only time I remember being good at something in real school was a geography test, because my mom taught me a handy song to remember all 50 states. And I was also good at Punnett squares. So, if both your parents have the AB positive blood type, you having the O negative blood type doesn't make sense. This means either you have a mutated gene or your dad isn't really your dad.
What?
Spending more time at home definitely helped develop my creativity. I was an imaginative kid by nature, but having art supplies, books, and toys while having access to a big backyard definitely nurtured my imagination. I seriously used to go outside and just vividly hallucinate that I was on a magical adventure. And when my friends came over to play, we would get on the trampoline and one of them would say, "Pretend the trampoline is a spaceship and that we're astronauts." And so far as I was concerned, it was real. All right, cadets. Today we're gonna be doing hyperspace training. Be sure to follow all protocols before charting the course. Cadet
oh my
Josh,
god! Almost
take
I
the
just.
wheel. Okay, I'll take us to the stuffed animal galaxy. Boop. You fool! We can't get to the stuffed animal
That's
galaxy
so cool.
directly. We'll have to make a detour in the petting zoo galaxy to avoid the cookie crumb asteroid belt. If we go straight there, the asteroids will destroy the ship. The controls are jammed. I can't turn it off. We're gonna crash. Everyone, get to an escape
Yeah, I'm so old. Say that.
The escape pods are locked. It's too late. You fool! You've killed us all. No.
No, everyone dies. The end.
Everyone died. The end.
You okay?
Can't you see that the spaceship exploded and we're dead now, Mom?
Oh, that's nice.
But my imagination did not stop there. I used to grab a bowl from the kitchen, go outside, gather an assortment of nature's finest materials into a bowl. Grass, leaves, herbs, berries, you name it. And I would pretend I was brewing a magical bowl. Grass, leaves, herbs, berries, you name it.
Why's it heart in his skull? Like, what is up to you?
Mom, drink this. It'll turn you into a giraffe.
No thanks. I'll just stick with my sandwich.
Fine, I'll drink it.
Bryson, don't.
Wow, it really worked.
No, Bryson, what happened? Look at him. Oh, okay. What's I don't know. Okay. Move on.
Having a powerful imagination was a good thing in many ways, but this also meant that I was scared very easily.
Dude, I don't have imagination.
Felt like a life or death experience. I was convinced that an evil clown or alien would kill me if I didn't do it as fast as I could. And of course, when I turned out the last light in the house, I had to run to my room as fast as I could so that a shadow
I do have stories. It's like a channel.
Even as an adult, I avoid horror movies. It's just not worth it to me. I'd rather be happy and sleep well. But
I'm talking about my story. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I
of course, I'm
victim to
yeah, sure,
stories designed to make me more obedient from my parents.
Dad.
This is Santa. If you're a good
Santa.
boy, he'll give you a present at Christmas.
Okay.
Awesome.
And this is the boogeyman. If you're a bad boy and disobey us, he'll kill you. Slowly and painfully.
Good.
He'll violently rip your arms off and use them to bash your head in.
Thank you.
My dad really told me that if I played too many games on the GameCube, that it would take over my mind and I'd never be able to stop playing. This scared me to my core, and it's the reason I didn't start playing a lot of video games until I was 14. But there is something to be said about how good it was for me to play.
About video games until 14? Wow. 14? What do you do at that age? I mean, I think so. I don't know how old he is now. Don't know.
Play outside all the time. I am grateful that I didn't fry all my dopamine receptors with an iPad at age 5. Instead,
Yeah. Me too. Not really. I don't have an iPad. No. No.
I spent my time in glorious nature eating dirt. Having fictional fears that never came true was one thing, but even the real life stuff that I was scared of never came true.
No, I did play toys, yes. Not electronics, just toys. Think so, right? Yes. Yeah.
Honestly thought I would be on fire way more than 0
Right,
times.
boys.
What's the point of knowing stop, drop, and roll if I never get to use
Now,
it?
whoa. Such a wrong with you. Not really. I'm jokingly, but it's a concrete floor. I can't. No.
Quicksand, tornadoes, the Bermuda Triangle, and piranhas haven't been an issue. Quicksand, tornadoes, the Bermuda Triangle, and piranhas haven't been an issue either. What I should have been scared of was housing prices and taxes. No one warned me about that.
Yeah.
When I was 5, I was wasting my time watching Thomas the Tank Engine when I should have been investing in real estate. I probably could have purchased this
Good thing I know what I'm doing. That's a life thing. I can't talk about it, but
house for 6 Lincoln logs and a stick of gum, but now it costs $2 million. I'm such an idiot. But I digress. Plus, I'm
Okay.
not dead yet. The quicksand and tornadoes still have a chance to get me. While at school,
no.
quicksand and tornadoes still have a chance to get me.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Ham. No.
While tornadoes still have a chance to get me. At school, my house, my teacher,
My house, not school.
my mom,
My mom,
would give me writing
yeah.
assignments. One of these assignments requested that I write a sentence with at least 50 letters in it, but I decided that was too hard. So to make it easier on myself, I wrote this. Look, Mom, it has 50 letters, just like you said. Even then, I was such a creative problem solver. But for some reason, my mom called it cheating. My mom even sent me
I guess.
to this art class at this lady's house with my friends. And she gave us all kinds of fun projects like paper mache, watercolors, and collages, etc.
Okay.
I'm so glad I developed a love of art at such a young age because art is such an amazingly fulfilling hobby and I'm so
Yeah, that's
lucky
what
to be
you-
able
yeah,
to do
that's
it
what
as
he's
a
doing.
job. And now I have an amazing superpower. I can imagine anything I want and make
I agree. Yes, of course. You have the power to draw anything of it. You could draw this. Did you draw that? This is your imagination of drawing of anything. That it's fun. I'm not an animator guy, but I know how it is, right? Right. I know.
real by drawing it, see?
Please.
But one of my art projects backfired badly. I decided that the next time I visited my friends that I wanted us all to pretend that we were Sonic characters.
Okay.
My brother Brody had shown me how to draw Sonic, so I drew a bunch of Sonics with different props and different colors. I basically drew a bunch of Sonic OCs, do not steal. And I wanted to staple the papers together into a book so that I could bring it to my friend's house and we could all pick which one we wanted to pretend to be. I grabbed the stapler and I stapled it directly onto my thumb. And at that moment, I finally understood why cartoon injuries were animated like this. Because that's how it felt.
Finger has a heartbeat.
Like I said earlier, it was fun to play with the other
Just there we go.
homeschool.
Problem solved.
But a frustrating part was that I was usually the one to pitch the game that we should play next. And it usually went something like this. How about we play tag? No. How about we play wizards? No. How about we play hide and go seek? I'll only play if Jenna plays. I'll only play if Rachel plays. I'll only play if Josh plays. Please just say yes, Josh. Everything is riding on you. I don't want to play. But then then it was time to move again. I said goodbye to my friends, we did another cross-country road trip, and arrived at our new house in California. I made some new friends in the neighborhood, and it was time for me to take on public school. And I hated it. But it's okay to hate things, it builds character. Plus, my grades were really good if we're going by golf rules. And having my friends with me made it a lot easier. And now I am a very well-rounded, well-adjusted, socially adept young man.
Okay. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, me and my cousin were hanging out, and we built a Lego set the other day. You like Lego? I love Legos. Did you know that Lego was invented in 1932 in Denmark?
We do, of course. The fun fact thing. Do you know that? Can I say second channel very soon? It's just fun fact. There's literally nothing because I cannot soon. Oh, later.
Originally, they were just wooden toys, but eventually they started making interlocking plastic bricks to create a system in which all their toys could be linked together. Despite many hardships, including their factory burning down, Ole and his family.
No, I know. I'm a social person. I'm a I think I said I'm an introvert.
Persevered and continued to manufacture the
but I don't.
brick system.
There's no.
Then in 1978, the Lego minifigures
There's no people like me
Minifigures
though.
are a high-value collector's item. In fact, a recent study showed
Everyone's
that buying Lego
gone.
sets was a better investment than the stock market because of how well they hold their value. This means that buying and building Lego sets isn't just a fun hobby.
Okay, thank you, Bryson.
It's a smart way to use your money.
They're gone.
Guys, thanks for watching.
Hey.
Don't forget to check out those new plushies.
That's a great video. Yes, great video. Or the last video, Boy Scout. It sucks. All right, Ham. All right, Ham. Let's do it.
Bryson, your dad and I decided that all you boys are gonna be Eagle Scouts because we believe this will help prepare you for the real world, be a huge accomplishment, and help launch you into adult life.
No thanks. I don't like doing scout camps. It's too intense for me.
Good thing that. There we go. There.
Hi there.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Bryson.
Yeah,
My
it's
parents
the
forced me
Madagascar?
to occasionally sleep outside in the middle of nowhere and called it Boy Scouts, despite my massive amount
but
of
eat by
weeping, wailing, and
bears,
gnashing of teeth. And
dragons,
oh boy, do I have some stories. But as a gateway, they had me do Cub Scouts.
Your dad?
The best thing I could say about Cub Scouts was that at least it was more chill. It was more like, okay, kids, today we're gonna do some bird watching and learn to tie a knot. But then Boy Scouts were like,
Build an ice igloo and sleep in it, or you'll die.
good luck. Seriously, the scout camps were so lawless. The only laws we followed were the laws of nature. Why were these adults giving 12-year-olds the power of fire? One year when my dad was a scout leader, he woke up to see that the boys had started a bonfire and were jumping through it.
Stop! What are you boys thinking?
We were testing our courage, Bryson's dad. We were also testing Charles Darwin's theory of natural selection. If any of us are too weak, we'll fall in the fire and die, which will clean the gene pool, making the next generation stronger.
What? Okay, that kind of makes sense. All right, let me join in.
Woohoo! Oh, looks like we lost one.
I was eased into Scouts at a thing called Cub Scout Day Camp, where you would show up, do activities as a group like the Ring Gutter Regatta, Duck Duck Goose, and tying knots. Then, at night, your parents would pick you up and take you back to your air-conditioned house. So you didn't actually have to sleep in the dirt. I remember being so jealous of the kids who had Lunchables. I was sitting there with a BLT sandwich with apple slices, a homemade cookie in the shape of a heart, and a handwritten note from my mom telling me how much she loved me. And meanwhile, Tyler had this. What a ripoff! But now, in retrospect, I'm grateful that my mom cared enough to pack me a lunch. One activity we did
Exactly. I didn't think about that. I care about you really much. That's really good. You have a great parents. I'm jealous.
learn how to make paper from like only stuff found in nature. We were gonna be the Bear Grylls of paper making. I was so excited to learn. But then we got there and they said, okay, class, here's how to make homemade paper. First, grab some toilet paper, get it wet, mold it into the shape you want, let it dry, then you've got paper. Like, excuse me? That's like saying,
Here's how to make a chair from scratch. First, grab a chair, and voila, you've made a chair.
one useful thing they taught me was how to safely carve wood with a knife. Always aim the sharp end away from your body and then stick the sharp end into another scout to conquer them. I was cruising through the Cub Scout ranks. Tiger, wolf, bear, weebelo. Still don't know what that is. But then I had to evolve from a fun, relaxed Cub Scout into a
Hard, manly Boy Scout.
and that meant going on campouts where I had to sleep in the wilderness. Dun, dun, dun. Going on scout camps was really scary and anxiety-inducing for me.
Because bears, they were like, nom nom, right? They were,
just one-night camping trips were a nightmare.
and dragons, and your dad.
So
Scary.
I couldn't hike as far as the other boys. I had gone on a few one-night trips begrudgingly, but when they announced a week-long backpacking/camping trip, I begged my parents to let me stay home in the air conditioning and indoor plumbing. After much deliberation, they finally said I could stay home. I was so relieved. But then I stupidly tried to push my luck. This was around the time that the Nintendo 3DS was the hot thing that I desired more than anything in the whole world. So I asked, Mom, Dad, can I get a 3DS, please?
I'll buy you a 3DS.
Really?
If you go to scout camp.
No! Can't I just get it for Christmas or something?
No. If you want one, you need to go on this scout camp. Show us how unreliant you are on technology, and in return, we'll buy you more technology.
This was such an ordeal for Little.
Do it.
I wanted the 3DS so much, but I despised scout camp. My mind raced trying to figure out a solution. Maybe I'll
I feel you. I do. I agree. Like I don't want to do it, but like,
No!
but
If you don't go on this scout camp, so long as you live under my roof, you will.
well, you're young. Yeah, when I was young, yeah. So you know, I feel that. I don't want to go, but you know, you want to, yeah, you have to do it, right? Yeah, yes, and, yeah. Of course, I'll go to scout and get the 3DS. Of course.
I'll never own a 3DS.
What?
I won't let you buy one even if you earn your own money.
This was a huge blow. I was devastated.
Okay,
and tragically, this was during the
okay,
time when I
to me.
still thought
I
adults
remember.
knew everything. And for some
3DS,
reason, I
I do.
assumed that Dad could actually enforce this outlandish rule. I was trapped. I had to go.
You better get that
My
3DS.
parents said that the only way I could get a 3DS was if I went on this trip. Your parents are buying you a 3DS for this? My parents forced me to go or I'd be grounded all summer. Anyway.
Yeah, how you you're good parents. You have good parents. Like you crying about that? Really? My mom will just Thanos snap me and non-existent anymore. I'll be dead. So yeah.
You want some cold pizza sauce and cheese on a cracker from my Lunchable? And then every morning we woke up, packed everything up, and hiked for like 12 miles every day. Then set up camp again. And I hated hiking. Everyone was always like, what a great
Hiking. Yeah, walk a lot. Used to. But now I'm like, just like I can't. Like, I don't know. It's like kind of, I don't know. But back then, right? I was like, walk miles and miles and miles. Like, it was very far, like 2 miles, and just like, you know, like let's just say like I wanted something, like the store's all right there. I said, eh. Okay, thought to go home. I was a little tired, but that was nothing. I was something back then. But now I can't do it. I don't know, like I lost power. I don't know. Like I just don't want to do it. Just like I'm tired. I'm old.
Great view, but I was like, the view is never worth it. But nowadays, I like hiking in views.
Yeah.
Of course, my legs are so long now that I only have to.
Well, yeah, that's just you as a kid, right? It's like you gotta connect the things, like connected. You got connected. You gotta connect it. I don't like it, even though you know, you get older, I guess you like it, but you know, you're a kid, you know, you gotta let it, like, I don't like it. It's just how it like flows, like changing it is flows, right?
To take 3 steps and I'm there. But back then,
Tall
I had
guy.
little legs. I was so small and weak that the other scouts had to help carry my stuff, and I still feel bad about it. I'm so sorry for being small and useless, guys. I honestly wonder why I didn't get called a twerp more often, because I was one. It was probably a good thing I was so shy and quiet, because if I had let my true annoying self shine through, the other scouts probably would have killed me with hammers while the leaders laughed and said,
Boys will be boys.
"Ma'am, your son is throwing rocks at the other children's heads."
Oh, boys will be boys.
No!
Ma'am, there's a kid who nuke a entire city. Entire city. When boys will be boys. That's like, that's not how it works. That's like saying you don't care.
Teach them how to not do stupid stuff. Billy, stop throwing rocks and
Yeah.
be nice.
It's like
I
it.
love myself just the way I am.
Well, the way you are right now sucks. Do better. Try harder.
No!
Oh,
You will learn respect, and suffering will be your teacher.
Honestly, as much as I bellyached about it, having my friends there to talk to made it pretty fun. Not to mention being bribed meant at
such
least
a
one good thing would
so
come of
good
all
at
this. We
animated,
hiked,
man.
sang, caught frogs, and made a shelter out of sticks
You're
and
good,
bark
you're
to
really
get our
good.
wilderness survival badge. Looking back, though, it was funny how I always
they're all good. I don't know why you're good, but really great at it. You really like take it seriously. Everyone is good at animated, Sortai animated, and or animator. Improving, right? You're improving. That's good.
wanted to do my own
That's very
thing,
good. That you have
regardless
to
of
show
what the
us
other boys would do.
seriousness
They all decided
of
to go
animated.
skinny dipping in a pond, and I was like, no way am I doing that. But then Travis lost his swimsuit in the pond and
Oh.
had to streak back to his tent. And we later learned that the pond had leeches in it. The other
Oh.
boys wanted to stay up and make s'mores, and the leaders were gonna teach us some life lesson about not swimming in leech-infested waters or something. And I was like, no, I'm tired, I'm going to bed. Then on the drive home, we stopped at a burger place, and our leaders challenged us all to eat a burger with 4 patties. But I knew my weak stomach couldn't handle that, so I said, no thank you.
Yeah, small stomach and cannot eat it. Much of it. Or, I mean, I eat it. I will eat it. Depends on me.
And got a normal burger. And then everyone told me to go to college, and I was like, no, I'm gonna be a YouTuber. And then the IRS told me to
Go to college. No, be YouTuber. Cool. I mean, hey, you definitely makes millions. I don't know you makes millions. I think you definitely do makes millions of money. I think you do. There's just no way you're not making millions of money.
stop committing felony tax evasion, and I said, try and stop me. That's a joke. I love paying my taxes. But I did it. I finished...
Yeah. You gotta pay taxes because... I don't know. You had to. You had to.
the trip. Then I got home and was given a 3DS.
Yay!
I'm never going camping again.
No.
The next big scout
Still
trip
have
I was
to.
forced to go on was at this huge camp where tons of other scout troops would visit. We arrived and this older scout came up to us. He held...
To be honest, if I was like in camp before, if I have like right now, right? I'm not feeling it anymore. Of like, I'm not saying I'm weak, but like I'm not weak. I'm not weak, you guys. I am strong, but I'm like tired though, right? Kind of like just don't want to do anything. But if I was in camp, I would actually be just a monster, and yeah, what possibly just ready to I'm serious, like hiking, yes, 20 miles, sure. I do it, no problem, easy work.
out his walking stick, pushed me aside, and said, "Get out of my way." In Scouts, there's a hierarchy among the boys where the older boys are allowed to be mean to the younger boys. However, I also had a glaring physical flaw that always had me at the bottom of the list. I was small, so even the younger Scouts could beat me up. This boy was an assistant leader at the camp, and it was immediately apparent to me that he was the type of guy
destroyed all
to
these
get one
older
micron of
boys.
authority and let it go
He's-
directly to his head and abuse his power. But he was older, and that made him better than us. at least in his mind. I think it's really neat that
He's
you've earned all
dumb.
these merit badges, buddy, but I think you're missing some of the most important ones. And those are the
Friendships.
emotional maturity badge, the coping with insecurity badge, and the going to therapy badge, which is what I would have said if I had any confrontation skills. Instead, I kind of just observed his.
Do you need to go to therapy? Trauma dump. That's a joke. Right. I mean, it's a trauma dump. But, I mean, I think that's a joke. Of course, you need to go to therapy. You go do and just do something. Yes, therapy is a good thing. Good thing. Yeah, if there's been through of it, yeah, helps.
Arrogant attitude and silently judged him, and then years later made fun of him online in a YouTube video. Haha, who's laughing now? Anyway, the
You
leaders
make
took us
millions.
to our campsite, and all of us
Hey, you do
slept
that. I remember that I did that once. Or ever. I've seen it before.
rickety wooden structure filled with bunk beds. Then
Okay.
we went to a ton of merit badge classes and filled out packets. Great, we're
That's
just
why.
doing homework in the woods. But at least we
Great.
had some downtime to just play
Homework.
card games together. However,
Cool.
one time while we were playing, this one kid, Sean, somehow fell out of his top bunk, did a flip through the air, and slammed into the ground. Anyways, got any fours?
Oh my god, you know the rhyme me something?
I fell off my bed into the
Hey.
center of attention.
Mario, animation.
No. I continued through the Boy Scout ranks reluctantly and against my will, and I had to get interviewed to become a Life Scout. But in case you forgot, I was a shy little guy. The
Okay.
Scout leaders asked me what I learned and what requirements I did and blah blah blah. Then one of the leaders said, "Can I give you some advice? You could work on your eye contact." Oh. And from that point on, I've been really good at eye contact. Sometimes being told to
Okay.
cut it out is the solution. Look at my eyes! Look at them! See into my soul! The next big
Hi.
camp was a few years later.
Okay.
I was 16 and the leaders were like, "Hey kids, today we're gonna learn how to
16?
shoot a
You still
shotgun."
going
And this
it?
was at a point where I still thought adults had it all figured out. So I was like, okay, seriously,
Thank God.
why were they letting 16-year-old boys wield shotguns?
Shotguns. I mean, they're older, right? It's America. Actually, I don't know. Shotguns? Actually, shotguns? Really? I mean, they're older, right? They could. I don't know. Seems weird. Without any permission. I mean, they have permission, so I guess. Right.
Luckily, we were okay, but what if one of the boys was feeling a little rambunctious that day? Or if they let their intrusive thoughts win? Young boys don't understand consequences yet. I'm 22 and I still don't understand them.
I do. 22. Really? Isn't it 9 months? No, I don't know how long it is. It's 23 right now. Oh dang. Huh. Okay, cool.
Anyway, they gave me the gun and threw a clay pigeon for me to shoot. I hit it! My very first shot, and I hit it!
Cool.
And then I missed the next 9 shots. 10% ain't bad. It's better than most of my school assignments.
Okay.
Then it came time to do an Eagle Scout project. So with a lot of help from my parents,
Okay.
I built some shelves to help my middle school organize their theater stuff. I had done it. I earned the rank of Eagle Scout.
I never touch a gun. I don't know. But I don't even want a gun. But I'm just saying I'm not. I never shoot a gun at all. But
Scout.
never shot a
Now I
gun.
love
Never shot a
camping.
gun
I'm
at all.
so
I don't know what
prepared for the
feels.
real world now. Can we see your resume? And what experience do you have that you believe will help you excel in this role? I don't have a resume or any applicable experience, but check out this square knot though. Honestly though,
Cool.
I don't think I deserve this award. I can't even start a fire on my own.
Sure,
And I'm not
you-
very trustworthy, loyal.
You don't need a reward. You don't need to. Because it's just, it's nothing really. But it's nothing though, right? Even Mike Tyson, like the boxer guy, like saying, "Oh, this useless, like it's nothing."
You're history. This is garbage. I can say I bled for garbage.
So this is meaningless.
No, at one time it meant a lot. When you're just a young kid, this is everything to you. But then you realize your priorities change. And you just want your children to be happy and do nice things, and that makes you happy. This is nothing.
Helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, or reverent. My mom was the one that pushed for it, and I guarantee you that without her constant help with merit badges, camping gear, packing lists, and Encouragement. I would not have earned this. She also helped my 3 brothers earn their awards.
Okay.
And I guarantee you that she can survive in the wilderness longer than me. She's the real Eagle Scout, not me. And so, by the power vested in me, it's longer than me.
Oh no.
She's the real Eagle Scout,
How?
not me. And
That's
so,
funny.
by the power vested in me, by me, I officially revoke my Eagle Scout status and I award it to my mom. The moral of the story is that it's okay for your parents to force status and I award it to my mom. The moral of the story is that it's okay for your parents to force you to try new things sometimes. Maybe you'll make a video about it later. Okay, that's all the time I've got. I've got to get back to playing Animal Crossing.
I like reading. I'm a writer, and I love doing writing, and so I am. That's I love it.
New Leaf on my Nintendo 3DS. Hey guys, I'm
Okay,
sick
cool.
right now.
Writing. I could talk about this. I'm not good at anything except writing. I'm very good at it. It's like that's sort of me. It's like that's like me, but that's like a little bit. I found that because of YouTube, but I will talk about it later. But that's like the only like best subject. I don't know the subject, but the best skill that I am. Well, my best skill is YouTube, and second is writing, and yeah, I'm very good. Because I love doing YouTube. I love doing this. Oh, it is fun. I love it. Yeah, that's really it. Okay, that was it. That was great, and goodbye.